Yeah, Steve, just let me know. Let me know when to get started, Steve. I'll get going.
Yes, we are.
And then maybe just mute on your end until there's questions, Steve.
Okay. Jody, did he say we're good?
He didn't quite yet.
Okay. Sorry.
Nope, that's okay.
Yeah, we're good. I was just everything's ready, so I'm gonna mute now, and you're good to go.
All righty. Well, how's it going, everyone? Thank you so much for having me today. My name is Garrett Gerard, and I am from Boeing. A little bit about myself. I started at Boeing when I was 20 years old as a HVAC refrigeration technician, turning wrenches. I did that for about 4 years, and I really wanted to get into some form of recruiting. I didn't really know what that looked like at Boeing. I didn't know what I'd be doing. I didn't have any idea. I knew I wanted to be able to get out and talk to young people about different opportunities that Boeing had, because I was awarded those opportunities at a very young age, and I wanted to share that with people because I knew how possible it was. So I joined the workforce development team about a year ago now, and since then I've had the opportunity to do exactly that: travel around the country, and all around Washington State, talking to different high school classes and community college classes about all the great opportunities we have here at Boeing. So thank you guys so much for having me today. I know virtual presentations can kind of be tricky sometimes, but I'm going to try to be as engaging as possible. So while we go through the presentation, please think of any questions you may have. Save them for the end, though. We're going to do a nice big Q&A and hopefully answer any questions you guys may have. So let's get her started. So what is Boeing? We are the world's largest aerospace manufacturer. We build planes, guys. We were founded in Seattle over 100 years ago by a gentleman named Bill Boeing. And currently we have 155,000 employees across the United States and in 65 other countries. These countries include the UK, Germany, Japan, China, Indonesia, Canada. We're in a bunch of different places. And in Washington State alone, we have over 60,000 employees, and we're growing every day. Alrighty, so here are the big three sectors that Boeing has. The first one is commercial airplanes. This is where we manufacture and sell commercial airplanes to our customers, such as Alaska Airlines, Southwest, United, all those airliners that when you go to the airport and you see them, those who we're selling our planes to. These planes include the 737 MAX, which is built in our Renton location, the 767 and 777X, which are located in our Everett location. We also have the 787, which is built in South Carolina. So a lot of different opportunities in the commercial airplane sector of things. The next one is defense, space, and security. We're doing a lot of really cool stuff on the defense side of things. We have a lot of different military contracts for aircraft, such as the Apache helicopter. I think that's a household name for the most part. We build the Apache helicopter in Mesa, Arizona. We build the Chinook helicopter in Philly. We build the F-15 fighter jet in St. Louis, Missouri, and the KC-46 tanker. Now that tanker can actually fuel an F-15 mid-flight. They're both up in the air, and that tanker can actually fuel the F-15. Two Boeing aircraft helping each other out. It's a really cool thing. So we're doing a lot of really cool stuff on the military side of the house. Now, our last one is global services. Think of this almost like our warranty department. So our customers, whether it's military or commercial, they buy our aircraft, and 2-3 years go down the line, and maybe there's an issue. Maybe there's the plane's having some kind of problem, they glitch, they can't figure out. They call our global services team. We go out there and support our customers with any needs they may have. So a little bit more about what Boeing does. Alrighty, guys, this number here is to give you an example of the market demand over the next 20 years. And we expect that 40,000 new commercial aircraft will be required to meet market demand over the next 20 years. Now, this is for all companies. This isn't just Boeing to build 40,000 new commercial aircraft. This is for Airbus, us, and other competitors as well. But this goes to show you that we have a lot of work to do. Right now, if Boeing said to our customers, hey, we're done building aircraft, if they, in a hypothetical world, they said we're done building aircraft, we're done taking new orders. We don't want to take any more new orders. We still have 7 years worth of work to do because our backlog is over 5,000 aircraft. So but we're taking new orders every single day. So this backlog just keeps growing, and we have a lot of work ahead of us. Alrighty, so this takes us to the reason that we can't pump these planes out as quick as we'd like to, and why we have such a big backlog is because we need people. Our workforce is growing, and it's getting older. We have a lot of people working in their 60s, in their late 60s, and they're getting ready to push that button. They're getting ready to retire. So we need to bring in a new workforce, a younger generation to come fill those slots and learn that tribal knowledge before those guys press that retirement button. So that's why we're in a huge hiring phase right now. Okay, so I'm going to play. Actually, I'm going to play a YouTube video real quick, and it is about the 737 and kind of show you the build process and what that looks like. It's only a 2-minute video, so it should be pretty quick. So give me 1 second to pull that up. Okay, I'm hoping you guys have audio on this, but I'll let her play.
This is the most productive aeroplane factory in the world. Boeing's Renton plant outside Seattle builds the 737 in all its configurations for customers globally. To build 42 planes a month, you need a pretty sophisticated, pretty huge production line. It takes 9 days for a plane to do this loop and be assembled. Let's break that down. Boeing's built more than 9,000 737s since launching the single-aisle jet in the mid-1960s. And each one started life something like this, a hollow fuselage built in Wichita, Kansas, and hauled by train to Renton. Once that shell enters the factory, days 1 through 3 are really all about the internals. It's like building a house. First, engineers install the plumbing and electrics and the insulation. On the 4th day, the tube becomes a plane. The wings go on, along with the vertical fin or tail. Workers align them with laser guidance. This is when they fit the landing gear, too. Day 5 is for the horizontal stabilizer install and the start of functional tests. Engineers are putting wiring in now for flight control and finishing the internal floorboards. They start building the interiors up, the galleys and the bathrooms. Then, on day 6, the plane comes alive. That flashing red light means there's power to the airplane. Large-scale tests are now possible. Like, does the landing gear retract properly? It had better. The next time it's folded away will be when this plane takes off for the first time. Day 7, and the plane's weight is set on its own wheels, and the engines are fixed to the wings, along with their own network of wires, cables, and tubes. All through the build, systems are checked and rechecked, and day 8 is a critical test of the flight control surfaces, the flaps, and the flight deck itself, the cockpit. All these parts have been checked in isolation. Now it's crucial they work together. The plane is nearing the end of the moving production line. On day 9, the customer gets to do a walkthrough inspection before it's towed out of the factory, or, in a way, into the big wide world. The next stop is Renton Field for ground tests of the engines and other systems, and then first flight.
Alrighty, so pretty cool stuff going on there. The reason I like showing that video is because when we talk about building airplanes, it can be hard sometimes to picture what that actually looks like. You know, what does that factory look like? What does that plane even look like? So I hope that video kind of gave you guys an idea of what a little bit about what a day in the life might look like. Someone that's building an aircraft, kind of give you an idea of the different stages that the aircraft actually goes through. So, alrighty, let's talk a little bit about the skills that we need for our entry-level manufacturing positions at Boeing. That's really what we're talking about, is the manufacturing entry-level positions that you guys will have. If you guys are in any hands-on type programs, these are the skills you're going to gain, and these are the skills you need to get into our entry-level roles. Excuse me, sorry. So the hands-on skills, experience using tools, hand tools and power tools. This is a big one, guys. We don't need you to be masterful of this stuff, but we need you to have a really solid base, know how to identify different tools, know how to use them safely. Really important stuff. Another big one is blueprint reading. Pretty self-explanatory. Boeing builds aircraft, and everything is done per spec, per blueprint. So really important that you guys come in with some kind of foundation of being used to seeing blueprints. Again, all this stuff is going to be taught to you guys. We have our own training that we're going to be running you guys through, but we'd like to see you come in with some of these core skills already intact. Couple other ones: precision measurement. shop safety, quality control. Quality control is one of the most important things at Boeing. You know, we're building airplanes. They're 30,000 feet in the air. Something goes wrong, you can't just pull over to the side of the road. You know, so quality is one of the most important things that we do here at Boeing. Some of the other skills that are really important that aren't hands-on skills are the employability skills. Being able to work as a team, right? Getting along with people you're working with, being able to communicate well with them. A desire to learn is a big thing. You know, you come in thinking you know everything, and that's not how it works. Stay coachable, stay teachable. It's going to take you a really long way. Willingness to ask questions, not just thinking you know what you're doing, and taking a risk. You know, ask those questions to people that have been doing it for all these years. Ask your team lead, ask your manager. You're never going to get in trouble for asking questions, right? We want those questions to be asked. And the most important one is being on time and ready to get to work. So it's kind of hard to get fired from Boeing. We don't just fire people out of drop of a hat, but the easiest way to get fired from Boeing is not show up on time. We need you to be there. You have your vacation benefits, you have your time off. When it's your time to take time off, great, take it. But when it's your day to be at work, make sure you're on time. Really important. Alrighty, so let's talk a little bit about compensation. I'm not going to get in the weeds too much on this. We're gonna have a presentation for you guys later in spring that really gets in the weeds in terms of pay, in terms of all these benefits. But we're gonna touch on it here today, though. So some of the compensation includes your base pay. So this is your standard hourly rate, whatever that may be for whatever position you apply for. Could be between $23 and $26 an hour for those entry-level manufacturing roles. So that's one way you're going to get paid. The next one's overtime pay. So we have overtime, guys. So you come in on a Saturday, you come in on a Sunday, you stay late during the normal week, you're going to get paid for overtime. So on Saturday, it's time and a half, and Sunday, it's double time. So a lot of extra money to be made there. We have other incentive pay, including referral bonuses. So if you guys were to come into the company and then refer someone else to also take a job, some jobs, if you refer them, can have bonuses attached to them. So that's pretty cool. Another one is benefits, which we're going to touch on in the next slide, a little more about the different benefits and stuff. And like I said, starting wages depend on the job role that you're in and the market demand. The pay is always going, it's going up. It's never going back down, but pay is always increasing as the market demand changes. Alrighty, let's move on to benefits. So this is the really cool stuff, guys. This is where Boeing really sets themselves apart from all other companies, is how incredible our total rewards benefits package is. Which I know all this stuff, the insurance and the retirement, you know, you're probably not thinking about that right now in high school. I totally understand. And I was the same way when I was 20. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal, but I have a wife and a baby now, and thank God I had these things. So let's talk about it a little bit. So for health insurance, we get medical, dental, vision, prescription meds. Guys, this is all covered for you and your family. And it's insanely cheap. The insurance is fantastic through Blue Cross Blue Shield, and you're only paying like $25 a month for this stuff, guys. Full coverage. It's incredible. To go with that, you guys get paid time off. So first we'll talk about holidays. So different holidays that you get off. We work on a lot of the government holidays that other companies get off. So Veterans Day, we're working. President's Day, we're working. Martin Luther King Day, we're working. But we get almost 2 weeks off at Christmas time. So while other companies, they only get about 2 days off at Christmas, maybe they'll take Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We're getting from, well, this year we're getting from the 22nd, December 22nd, all the way through January 2nd, all off of work and completely paid. We get paid to stay home. And if you decide to work, because there's some opportunities for overtime, if you decide to go into work, you get paid triple time, guys. So spend time with your family, make a bunch of money, 2 good options you have there that you can pick from. So it's really cool. Okay, let's talk a little bit about 401k. I'm hoping everyone has somewhat of an idea of what 401k is. It's a retirement plan. And Boeing matches 8%, which is extremely competitive. You know, to give you an example, my own personal experience, I worked in the company for 3.5 years, and I put 8% in my 401k. So I'm putting 8% of my paycheck in, and Boeing is matching that. And 3.5 years ago, I had $50,000 in my 401k, and I pulled it out and I put a down payment out in the house I'm living in now. So I know it's kind of hard to picture what that might look like for you guys money wise, but it's a lot of money and it adds up very, very fast. Especially if you don't touch it for 40 years, you'll retire as a millionaire. It's really, really cool. For financial planning support, I'm not a financial guy. I don't know anything about the stock market, so we have that support for you guys for free. Pretty cool. Life insurance, every single person, every single Boeing employee gets life insurance. It's part of being a Boeing employee. You can also pay for extra life insurance, but everyone gets it off the bat. Okay, development. This is the most important benefit that Boeing has, especially to young folks like yourself. So I really want you guys to focus on this one. Boeing pays for school. Let me break that down a little bit for you guys. Boeing will pay for basically any kind of schooling that you guys want to go to, whether that be you want to get your electrical license, you want a welding certificate, you want to go to school for plumbing, HVAC even, or maybe you want to get your master's in business, or you want to go look into cybersecurity, or engineering, whatever aspect, whatever field you guys want to get into. Boeing pays for education at 100%, which is incredible. All you have to do is be a full-time employee. Now, you have to go to school and work at the same time, which I know can be kind of tricky, but with all the online options there are nowadays, and even in person, I did in-person school, and Boeing paid for it, guys. I literally found the school I wanted. I found the program I wanted to do. I got online, typed it up, sent in the application. Guys, 4 hours later, I had a voucher in my email that had money on it to take to the school. It's that simple. So if you guys are looking to get further education, which I hope every single one of you are looking to further education, whether you start working right away or start working later, just know that Boeing will take that load from you. So you don't have to get student loans. Your parents don't have to pay for it. This is a great opportunity for you guys to get that free education. We also have in-house training and career development support as well. So you come in, maybe in an entry-level position, you like it, that's great, you're doing awesome, but you see something else you want to do. You see those guys over there working. Oh, what are they doing? That looks pretty cool. Oh, how do I do that? Well, Boeing has in-house training for you guys to upskill into those mid-level and senior level roles. So that's another really cool thing. Okay, so we're going to talk about the 2024 manufacturing internship right now. I'm going to play another quick video for you guys, another 2-minute video, kind of talking about the internship a little bit, then we'll break it down. Okay, here we go.
My experience with this internship has been absolutely amazing. I've learned new tools, I've learned new safety protocols, and it also gives you the real world experience. It's been one of the best experiences I've ever had. The Core Plus Aerospace Summer Internship. Students are able to come into Boeing where they learn hands-on skills. They go through new hire training. These students have been deeply engaged. They are so excited to be here.
The Core Plus Aerospace internship is an excellent way to try out what it's like in a manufacturing environment to see if you want to do this for a career. And I think it's definitely worth to come out and just try something new and experience new things.
I love the internship experience. We do a lot of hands-on stuff that I really like. There's riveting skills, a lot of mechanical assembly and drilling in this internship will definitely help me open a lot of doors. This gives me a lot of experience.
My internship experience has just been so much fun. I've loved getting to have all of the hands-on work and getting to learn from my Core Plus Aerospace internship instructors, Justin and Nate. It's really been like a pleasure to learn from them. I'm getting a lot of real experience from like real professionals, and it's just been awesome.
It's refreshing to see young people put in so much effort into something that should play out well for their future. They've learned together, they've helped each other, they've respected each other, they respected the workplace. They're learning a lot of skills that'll help them after graduation. Their future looks pretty bright.
This internship is going to set me up for success because it just teaches me what I need for my career. It's going to help me set up my future. My career goal is to work here at Boeing. This is a good way and a good path to get your foot in the door.
I've had a lot of fun with this internship. I've been able to be really hands-on and independent and get experience and work with tools. You're going to discover things that you never thought existed. And being here and being hands-on is something that can teach you a lot about what your future might look like.
There are tons and tons of new manufacturing job roles that are becoming available. There's pathways into these entry-level positions that really allow students to make a family wage job. And it supports them, it supports their family members. These are massive impacts on people's lives. This is very exciting.
All right, so pretty cool stuff there, guys. Core Plus Aerospace Manufacturing Internship this summer. It's the high school internships. It's for you guys. I want to break it down a little bit more. I'll tell you guys about it, and then we'll get on to kind of how you can apply for it. So this is a 6-week internship that's going to be running through June 26th through August 8th, and those are kind of the dates. Those aren't locked in yet. It's going to be at 3 locations: Everett, Renton, and Auburn. It is a paid internship as well, so you guys are going to be spending your time, but you're going to be getting paid for it as well. And the shift is going to be running from 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., which might sound kind of early to you guys. I think you guys start school probably 8, so it might sound really early to start at 6, but because we're getting off at 2:30, it's pretty early in the day to get off, and it's nice having your whole afternoon ahead of you, so it's pretty great. And there is a housing bonus available for students in some locations. I believe you guys are down south near Battleground. I think I saw it on the map correctly. I hope I'm not talking about a different school. So I believe you guys would be, the housing bonus would be available to you guys. You guys are far enough away. That doesn't make sense for you guys to be driving up to Auburn every single day. So we'd want to give you guys that housing bonus so you guys could stay up there and not have to drive. So what is the internship, right? What are you guys going to be doing? You're going to be getting hands-on training with Boeing instructors, learning about anything mechanical assembly, drilling, riveting, what it's like to be in working on aircraft, what it's like to build aircraft. So you're going to be getting a hands-on, in-depth experience with tools and different Boeing tools and Boeing procedures. You're also going to be getting in-depth factory tours and activities as well. You're going to be getting tours that isn't open to the general public. These are really in-depth tours, looking at the aircraft and different facilities. And the last part, which is really cool that we do, is the resume and career exploration support. So anyone that wants a job, that is interested in working, any seniors, we should be able to actually do live interviews, and we'll be doing mock interviews for you juniors and sophomores as well. So one stipulation for the internship is you do need to be 16 years of age at the beginning of the internship. So if you're 15 right now, and you really want to apply, and you're going to be 16 by that June 20th mark, feel free to go ahead and apply, guys. So let's move ahead, and this is how you guys can apply for the internship. This QR code right here. So as long as it's okay with your teacher, if you guys can pull out your phones, I'd love to have everyone scan this QR code. When you scan this QR code, it's going to have you sign up for Abitur. This is our candidate tracking list. This is not you guys signing up for the internship. Okay, this is different. We need you guys to sign up for this first, so then you guys can sign up for the intern. You'll have the availability to sign up for the internship. I hope that makes sense. So please, everyone, take out your phone, scan this QR code. This is your best way to talk to our team, and we can answer any questions you may have about Boeing moving forward. Any questions about the internship. This is how we make that connection with you guys. So yeah, well, guys, that's about it for the presentation. And so I'd like to open it up to you guys now for any questions you guys may have or that your instructor may have. So I hope you guys thought of something and that can ask me. So feel free to let it fly. Steve, I think might be on mute there. I don't know if you're trying to talk or not.
All right, so we had a question from a student on how do you become a test pilot for Boeing?
It's a great question. How do you become a test pilot for Boeing? So our team doesn't really work in the pilot sphere. We work on the more the manufacturing hands-on sphere, but Boeing pays for pilot school, guys. We don't pay for 100% of pilot school. I think we might pay for ground school, but not different aspects of it. I'm not exactly sure how it's broken down, but Boeing will support you in getting your pilot's license, though, for sure, financially, and we'll show you those resources and stuff like that. We don't have a whole lot of pilot positions. There aren't an abundance of test pilot positions, so it is a pretty competitive job role to get into, but it's there, and it's something that you guys could definitely pursue if you wanted to get into that side of aviation. So yeah, like I said, pay for schooling and go to pilot school, become a pilot.
Is another question here is the internship like the only first step for getting a job at Boeing?
Yeah, great question. It is a great stepping stone to be able to get a job at Boeing, but it's not required. If you're a senior maybe, and you're looking just to get right into a full-time role, hey, that's great too. I don't even want you to apply for the internship. I'd rather just have you apply for a full-time position so we can get you on and working right away, and maybe save those slots for the juniors, so they can kind of try it a little bit. But no, the internship is not required if you want a full-time job with Boeing. Might like I said, it's a try before you buy. Go up there, check it out, see if it's for you. Give you a little exposure to it, but it's definitely not required for those full-time roles. I hope that answered your question.
Can you give another example on just the types of jobs that students could do in the internship? Can you
Yeah.
walk through that again?
Absolutely. So the different job roles, I don't know if it was on one of these slides. I don't think it was. Okay, regardless. So the different job roles that you guys are going to be exposed to is a general assembly position, which basically there's drilling, there's riveting, basically building the aircraft, right? General assembly. These guys are also putting in hydraulic pumps, different plumbing and wiring aspects of the aircraft. So you're going to be getting exposure to that type of job role. You're also going to be getting exposure to in-tank, I believe, in-tank job roles as well. But it's mostly focused around the general assembly position. So a lot of riveting, a lot of drilling, a lot of blueprint reading, stuff like that.
On that assembly video, one of the questions is how many aircraft are they able to make in that 9-day span?
Great question. Great question. I'll break it down differently. So right now we're building 34 of those 737s that you saw. We're building 34 a month. So I mean that's more than one a day, right? We are absolutely pumping these things out. So there's 9 different flow days, right? As you broke down, the plane goes here, then it goes here, then it goes here. Well, while that plane's moving, there's also a plane right behind it as well. That's moving right along with it. And so you can see how we can pump out those planes so fast. And we have multiple lines and multiple lines that are building planes at the same time. We were at 52 planes a month before COVID hit. It kind of adjusted our rate a little bit, but we're looking to get back up to 52. And actually, we're looking to bust through that ceiling and actually get to 63 planes a month, which is pretty insane. But that's why we need you guys. So yeah.
Outside of the internship, like a regular job, like what's the typical work day on hours?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So Boeing works in 3 shifts. First shift runs from typically this is an average, not every shift is the same. They're usually like staggered by 10 minutes, but most first shift employees are coming in at 5:30 a.m. and they leave at 2. Then second shift picks up. Those guys are starting around 2 and then getting off at 10:30. And then third shift will come in and they work from 10:30 to about 5:30. Cool thing about third shift is they work they work 6.5 hours and they get paid for 8. So yeah, you're there overnight, which for some people that's great. For some people that's not so great. But you're actually working less than everyone else and getting paid the same, which is pretty cool. And if you work on second shift, which is that 2 p.m. to 10:30 p.m., you get an extra $1 an hour, which can actually really add up through the years. Because we know it's not the preferred shift for everyone. No one loves to be on second shift. It works for some people, not for everyone. But those are the 3 shifts.
Another question is, let's say that you're just starting out on the assembly line. What's the startup pay for that?
Great question. So I'll break down the pay for 3 different job roles. The first one is a grade 4 general assembly role that we talked about. That pay, I believe, starts at $23.50 an hour. It might have gone up, but I think it's at 23.5. The next one is a grade 5 structures mechanic role. These guys are doing a lot of heavy riveting and drilling, putting the big structures together. That role is starting at $24.50 an hour. And then we have an in-tank mechanic that's actually working in the fuel cell of the aircraft. When I say a fuel cell, there's no jet fuel in there. You know, this plane's still in the factory being built. It's a dry cell. Those guys are making $25.50 an hour. So 23.5, 24.5, 25.5. And that's on day shift. So if you guys are working on a second shift, that all bumps up by $1. And you guys also have to think those wages are like right out of high school, right? I mean, this isn't like you guys go and get a college degree and spend thousands of dollars and then you make that money. This is you guys making that cash right out of high school. And the opportunity for growth and raises is extreme, guys. I'm gonna break this down real quick because I didn't do it during the video. Like I said, I didn't want to get too much in the weeds on pay, but I want to a little bit if we have time right now. So let's say you started that grade 4 job. Let's just for a whole number, let's say you're making $24 an hour. Let's say you're starting at 24 bucks an hour. Every 6 months you get a 50-cent raise. So 6 months, 50 cents, 50 cents, 50 cents until you hit your 6-year mark. As soon as you hit your 6-year mark, your pay jumps to the maximum pay for that grade. So if you're a grade 4 assembler, the max pay could be like $45 an hour. So you start making 24, you get your little 50-cent raises, maybe you're up to $29 an hour. Once you hit your 6 years, you're gonna jump. If the clock strikes midnight, boom, you jump to $45 an hour. Now you're making well over $100,000 a year with overtime. So that's for everything. That's for all any employee that hits that 6-year mark, they're jumping to that max rate. So it's really an incentive to stay at Boeing for a long amount of time, and then you'll be supported for the rest of your life when you're making that kind of cash.
We don't recall. We know that it's a paid internship. Did you say the amount for the internship?
So I don't know the exact amount for the internship. I believe it is minimum wage in Seattle. So what that minimum wage is, I'm not sure. I believe it's hovering somewhere around 16 to 18, I believe. But I can work to give you a better answer on that though, guys. I apologize. I don't know an exact number. But like I talked about a little bit before, this internship isn't really a good way to like get rich quick. You know, you're not going to make a crazy amount of money for this. This internship is just a really good opportunity for you guys to check it out. You know, check out what Boeing has to offer and get paid while you're doing it, so your time's not going to waste. So, but yeah, you're definitely gonna get paid minimum wage, which like I said, I believe is in the 16 to 18 bucks an hour range. Great questions, by the way, guys. Thank you. Thanks so much for this. This is awesome.
The assembly, like can you like get to higher position?
Outside of like the assembly part, are there higher positions that you can work your way up to?
Beautiful question. Absolutely. Boeing has an unlimited amount of jobs. We're a city, so anything you can think of, we have. We have plumbers, we have electricians, we have HVAC techs, we have aircraft maintainers. You want to get into aircraft maintenance? Great. We have supply and logistics folks, warehouse folks, cybersecurity. If you want to talk strictly the hands-on skills, upskilling into different manufacturing hands-on style roles, yeah, definitely. Like I said, if you want to come in entry level, you know, grade 4, building airplanes, making 23.5 bucks an hour, but you want those more senior level roles. You want maybe a maintenance role. Let's just use aircraft maintenance as an example. You want to be an aircraft maintainer. Boeing will send you to school. You know, 2 years. It's a 2-year program. Boeing's going to pay for that education. Learn to be an aircraft maintainer. Then we'll hire you as an aircraft maintainer. I think those guys are starting at around $33 to $36 an hour right now, right out of school. So a lot of opportunity for upskilling. And if you want to get into facilities maintenance, maybe you want to be a general maintenance mechanic working on the machines that we have there, or a maintenance electrician working that. Those guys are making a lot of money. So these entry-level roles are really a way for you guys to get your foot in the door. Utilize the skills you learned in high school just to get your foot in the door with Boeing. Then from there, you really start your career and start mapping out your career on what you want, and go back to school to get those other skills, and then upskill into those higher paying roles. And for example, like we talked about the 50-cent raises and maxing out, if that grade 4 maxes out at $43, $44 an hour, that grade 9 aircraft maintainer, he's maxing out in the 50s, you know, so definitely a good incentive to go back to school and get in those higher paying job roles. And that's kind of what I did, right? I mean, I started as an HVAC tech, and I went to school, got my associate's degree. Boeing paid for all that, and then I moved up into a higher paying role.
All right. Well, I think that's all the questions that they had. I appreciate the video and all of the slides and such. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for all your great questions. If you guys think of any down the line, just let your instructor know, and then they can reach out to me and I can get you guys those answers. So thank you guys so much for your time. I really do appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Garrett. Take care.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.